All of us know about the rules of account, but do we know the story beneath them? Well, let me tell you. Hey watchers, I'm Ashutosh here, and I'm going to present a story for Accounts Art Integration Project. So, in the park of accounts, there were two trees. The left-sided tree was called as debit tree, and the right-sided was called as the credit tree. Often a group of friends come there. They call themselves as assets. Now, what are assets? Assets are anything which are owned by business entity itself. Some of these friends are cash properties. Now, whenever anyone include in their group, they party under the debit tree. But whenever anyone leaves the group, they go in sorrow and grief under the credit tree. It leads to the principle debit the increase and credit the decrease. On the other hand, there were another group called liabilities. Now, what are liabilities? Liabilities are anything which are owed by the business entity from someone. Some of these friends are debts, etc. Now, as we can see, their definitions are very different. Similarly, their group principles were opposite to each other. Hence, they used to debit when they decrease and credit when they increase, as you can see on your screen. Both of the group were not fond of each other. After all, nothing was same or common between them. But an old wise man who was from starting after building the park of account wanted to stop the fight. He was capital. Now, what is capital? Amount invested in an enterprise by the business either in form of cash or goods is called as the capital. Back to story. So Mr. Capital organized a council on 1st April at Journal to keep peace between them. There are liabilities and assets. He announced if any of the group would be able to connect the debit and credit tree by making a rope, they will be given ownership of the complete accounting park. Both of the group began to scatter to make the long chain so that they can touch both tree at the same time. But even though they spread hand as most as possible, they couldn't cross even the half of the path. Soon, liabilities realized that if they would hold the hand of the asset, both of the group will win, or otherwise, both will lose too. Assets are great, but liabilities could not reach their hand towards asset, even they tried very hard. Mr. Capital saw that both of the group understands the power of unity. So he took a step and helped to join them. And this is how opening entry formed. As you can see on your screen, in the opening entry, assets are debited and liabilities are credited. But whenever assets are over the liabilities, Mr. Capital helped them to equalize with the assets. And it leads to the formation of the basic accounting formula, which is assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. So after this incident, capital began to follow the principle of liabilities. And soon, capital's son, expense, and daughter revenue joined the group too. While expense hangs with the asset and follow their principle, the opposite to them, revenue, like her father, capital, and liabilities follow the opposite principle. So the 5 modern principles were formed which are on your screen now.